Hi, Terry Runyan here. I'm here today to talk to you about curiosity and how curiosity relates to and is basically an indication of or experience of creativity in the moment. Creativity shows up in a lot of different ways, and recently I've been interested in or curious about how curiosity is an indication of our creativity, because it's coming out of nothing. It's coming out of just there's like a hunch, there's a sense of, like with creativity or inspiration, we have a sense of, wow, I'm interested in something. I want to move forward toward something or in a certain direction. So curiosity to me is a wonderful indication of our creativity happening in the moment. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, as well as do a demonstration painting of the Daily Creating Group prompt, Friends, because it's New Friend Day. And I will link to the Daily Creating Group below in the comments. I'm going to start this process by looking through Pinterest, sort of scrolling through and seeing if anything jumps out at me that I'm curious about, that sparks my interest, that feels like it might be something to start with or move forward with my painting. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll be right back. Lately, when I've had an inspiration happen or there's a curiosity there for me about something that I've seen, I will take a small piece of paper and a pencil and draw a very quick drawing of what I might want to create. That doesn't mean that's where the creation is going to end up. It is just a place where I'm kind of jotting some visual notes. It's sort of like doing the outline for a book or a paper you're going to write. It sort of gives you a place to go back to and kind of remind yourself where you were going. But it is something that I noticed I might look at it at first when I'm starting my painting, but I usually pretty much ignore it as I go along and let the painting take me wherever it's going. So I do have a little bit of an inspiration here. I'm thinking of doing some bears for the Friends prompt. So I'm going to do a little drawing and see where that goes first. So I've got a bear and a fox, and I'm expanding the story with a couple birds. So we got not only a bear and a fox interacting on a friendship level, but we're going to have birds doing that as well. And I'll show you the drawing right here. Okay, so now you see what I'm starting with. I'm going to turn on my camera now and start painting. And by the way, I got a new palette that holds a little bit more paint, a few more colors, and this is not required, but it's kind of nice to have the real estate to mix colors in. I've got a mess there on my palette as usual, but I'm going to use what I've got and see how it goes. If you've watched any others of my videos, you know that I usually don't add a lot of different colors to my paintings. I try to keep the color palette simple, and that's just a personal preference of mine. I normally start with some watercolor or washi tape, or I go the other way, washi tape then watercolor, or sometimes I just do watercolor and then I add pen to it afterwards, black and white pen. So we'll see how it unfolds. Okay, I've got a base coat of watercolor on here, and I'm gonna give it a little dry, and I'll be right back with you. The other idea I'm curious about is that there's a flow state. something that we get or go into that isn't our normal state, that's something unique in the moment that's happening. And my experience of that, or my take on that, is a little different. My experience or take on that has to do with the fact, as I see it, that we're always in the flow state. The only thing that's happening that distracts us from this fact is our listening to or believing in or paying attention to thoughts that are going through our head in the moment, or distractions that are happening that we go away with, that we run away with, and then we're not in the act of anymore, which appears as if we're not in flow because we're not paying attention. So I see this flow state as our natural state. It's how human beings operate. They're always in flow, even when they don't know it. So if flow is always happening, it's maybe a matter of noticing, but it isn't really something I do intentionally. It's something that dawns on me while I'm painting or while I'm speaking on camera. It just happens naturally. And even if I have thoughts about other things in the moment, I can realize in this moment that I'm having thoughts, and then I'm back in the flow state of seeing what's going on. And it's really awesome to notice that. So instead of even feeling like I need to go for some state, like a flow state, in order to be in my most creative space, I can just know my flow state is going on. And as I notice thoughts going through, I'm always in the flow state, it takes a big burden off my mind to not have to try to do anything. So yeah, that's what I've got around that for right now. And I'm gonna finish this painting here. Can't finish anything without these. Okay, whoops. I'm not done yet, but I've had a little spill on my paper, so I'm gonna make something out of the spill. I already tried to sop it up with my brush. This kind of thing used to always really bug me when stuff like this happened, like I felt like I needed to start over and stuff. And now I just see it as a little something to do something new with. So it's a whole different way of seeing these little quote-unquote accidents in life. From a big problem that we need to fix to, wow, I wonder what I'll make out of that. So I just wanted to share that piece, and back to what I'm doing. I will link below to both my white and my black pens that I use. Okay, I'm going to call this done. The fur is a lot more complicated than I had intended, but I just went with it. It was already started, and then I went with another idea. Then I combined them both together, and now we have a lot of fur. And it's all good. So I've really enjoyed this time with you guys. I will put the link to the Daily Creating group below. Also, if you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up, share it around if you think somebody else may enjoy it. I'd love for you to subscribe as well. So I look forward to seeing you again soon, and happy creating to you all.